How you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
Pretty good.
Cool. All right. See you later. That was episode 9.
Good episode. Imagine that.
That would be. Imagine if every episode we did was just a really brief small
30
talk
seconds.
conversation.
Do you think we'd get lots of listeners as a novelty?
Well, I mean, if it's quantity over quality, we'd have we'd have like episodes going out all the time.
Yeah.
We could just get new fans per episode, and actually no, that wouldn't have any fans because it would be shit.
Yeah.
Welcome back to BeardWags, episode 9. I think we're on now.
Yeah.
I'm more comfortable today in how I just feel as a human.
Yeah.
I'm wearing my pregnancy pants.
Sure.
I'm leaning back in my chair.
Okay.
I just feel good, man.
Thank you. That's good to know.
What do you mean, thank you?
I mean, thanks for telling me. Like, I needed to know that.
I'm glad you feel good in my presence.
It's good that you feel relaxed.
Thanks. How do you feel?
Tense and nervous, like I always am when I'm around you.
Is that due to like that sort of sexual tension and sexual nervousness?
I worry that I can't control myself around you. That's the problem. I know that you've been hitting the beers as well, so...
I mean, I'm one beer down and I'm ready to fuck. What's going on? What's new?
What's happened since the last time we did it? It was only about a week and a bit ago.
It was nearly 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Every time we're like, we promise we'll do a quicker episode, but then we were all busy. So
I wasn't. You were. It's your fault this time.
No, hang on, because you've had a busy week too.
I have had a fairly busy week for a man who currently is like a man of leisure.
A fucking DOS artist. Yeah. Just stays at home.
Because that's what I do.
I
just stay at home jacking it all day.
I think you're being productive. I think you're being more productive than most.
Yeah, I'm fairly productive.
Like, because the thing is, you're on, what is it, like sick leave, or what would you call it?
Well, we've talked about, I've had some sleep issues before, so
yeah.
the hospital thought it was a good idea for me to take some time to, like, because the added stress of work and stuff. I think I'm allowed to talk about it, aren't I? It's not like a...
I guess so, but like the thing is, you're not just sitting in bed feeling sorry for yourself. You're using this time to actually get better, which is what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, the doctor said...
Mentally and physically.
Doctor said I needed to lose some weight, so I'm losing weight so that I can, if it doesn't improve things, I can go back and be like, you told me to do it.
Was that like a diagnosis, or did he just see you walking past and like shouted abuse at you from across
Oi,
the room?
fat boy,
lose some weight, fatty.
No, every time, it's funny because it's something I was talking to my dad about, and like, he was saying if you're slightly overweight, whenever you go to the hospital, they're always going to be like, lose some weight. And because he smokes, which he's like, I know I shouldn't smoke, but I do.
What, the doctor?
No, my dad.
Oh, right.
He's like, so every time I go in, they're like, oh, you need to quit smoking. He's like, even if I go in and go, oh, I've got a bad knee, they're like, you need to quit smoking. Like,
yeah, it's the smoking that's what's hurting your knee a bit.
Well, they said I've got a swollen tonsils, which might affect my breathing.
Have you?
And then I said, okay, what can we do about it? And they said, oh, they won't do anything unless you lose weight. And I was like, my tonsils aren't fat. I might be, but my tonsils aren't.
I remember going, I was really sad at one point in my like early 20s, or I think I was like 21. And that I was like, yeah, I'm really sad and I don't know why. And I'm not trying to con you out of drugs or anything. I just want you to give me some advice on what I could do to be in a better state mentally. And he was like, why don't you eat some fucking pistachio nuts or something? Like, that was his diagnosis. He was like, eat some nuts. I was like,
and then he quickly unzipped and flopped his massive
his hairy
space hopper like ball bag out.
These nuts.
Yeah.
And I did, and I felt better for it, I'll be honest with you.
A known cure for being down in the dumps.
He's actually in jail now.
Is he?
Yeah.
Really?
I think his name was Shipman? Dr. Shipman? No, he did way worse things.
And his nurse was Jimmy Savile. You never made the connection.
Oh, yeah. Look it up, people.
I'll fix it for you.
To suck my nuts.
Yeah.
I'm just going to take a quick sip of beer, and then we'll crack on with some emails.
Yep.
Let's go for it.
All right, okay. So... actually, you know what? We're talking about weight loss, so it's rather fortunate that the first email is about weight loss.
Oh,
so
it's from your doctor. It says, "Lose some weight, fatty."
Hey, Steve, you fat cunt! Hurry up and lose some weight. So
lots of love,
so I can jack those tonsils out of your fucking throat. No, it's from Ethan Hayward, who's emailed us before. Thank you. And he was just saying we've talked about exercise, and he's saying he's struggling a little bit because he's slightly overweight. he's put an impression on slightly, so he just wants us to be aware that he isn't like a fucking house or something.
Oh, okay.
I think, you know.
You're just not in shape, like me.
And he's saying, he's just saying that he's frustrated with how little results he's getting from staying fit, and he's being very self-deprecating about his appearances. And have we ever had to deal with something like that?
What, just appearances and
just your weight and how you feel about yourself, I guess, and losing weight and it not having an effect. And I'll tell you straight away, I went to the gym quite a bit to lose weight before I got on Slimming World. And the thing is, I thought that by exercising it would mean that I could still eat crap, and that's just not the case. I don't know anything about this guy's health, but I would imagine that the exercise might not balance out your sugar intake, or you know, you
This is my thoughts. If you want to be extremely physically fit, both in terms of the way people look at you and the way you feel. So in other words, if you want to be completely ripped,
take crack,
take some crack, and that's it. No, you have to live a life that you can only live if you're an addictive personality type of person. So people who work out to the extent that they are huge and ripped either are doing it for like personal like they're doing it on a routine, like with personal trainers and stuff, which obviously costs a lot of money. That's like Chris Pratt and like all these famous actors. They have to do it for movies, so I imagine they have proper routines with working out and with diets, and they can still live the life they want to live, but healthier.
Yeah.
But for people who just want to do it for themselves, I think the only way you can do that is if you become obsessed with working out and eating healthy.
Well, the thing is,
and I think that's not a good way to live your life.
No, I don't know that he necessarily even wants that. I think he just wants to lose a few pounds so he feels better. He mentions the beach, so I think maybe he just wants to. And you know, I understand, because like
I do, yeah.
If I go to the beach, I don't take my t-shirt off.
Me neither.
Even now, at my last weigh-in, I was 11 pounds down. No, 11.5. Just dropped there, and 2.5 away from a stone.
Nice.
As of today, I'm actually a stone and 3 pounds down. But I haven't had the official weigh-in yet, so that might change. But I still don't feel like I've lost any weight. But apparently you don't notice it on yourself for a while. But apparently you start noticing yourself when you hit 2 stone. Other than my shorts today kept falling down.
Well, there you go.
But I would say, look, dude, I appreciate what you're trying to say, because you've set yourself a goal to lose 10 pounds, which I've done in 3 weeks. And I have literally just done that by carrying on with my exercise, which you need to carry on with. But also, Slimming World might sound like they're all buzzwords, but they do this food optimization thing where you can still eat some junk food, but it has to balance out with good stuff as well.
I think it's really good. Like, I think a lot of people will hear, Slimming World, fucking that's proper like detox or Atkins or whatever. It's not. It's just moderating your portions and what you can and can't.
You actually eat more.
Yeah.
But you eat more of the good stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I probably eat more now than before, but I have to think about what I eat. Yeah. With like lean meat without fat is part of your free foods. So rather than sitting and eating a fucking great big bag of Doritos, like, we'll cook up some gammon and just like maybe munch on some gammon. I
love that you did the motion with your hand, like nom 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 nom.
Ali said, like, my girlfriend said, we'll
munch on my gammon.
Eat my beef cuts.
Oh no.
No, she said, we'll get some popcorn for the cinema and we'll work out what the sins are. Like, I'll buy some and we'll measure out the portions. And I was like, why don't we just cut up some gammon into balls and eat gammon corn?
That's a great. Did you do that?
We haven't been yet.
Are you going to? Just salty gammon balls. I love gammon.
The dude also asks, what are our personal exercise goals?
Okay. Well, this is going to be what the advice I was going to give Ethan anyway.
Oh, sorry.
Which was to do something that you find fun, that is physically active. So I've taken up climbing for about 2 months now, and I've got a bit more tone in my upper body. Like, I'm quite a broad person. I think rather than lose weight, I want to tone up a bit.
You probably still want to lose weight before you do that as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not.
I don't mean, I'm not saying you need to lose weight. I'm just saying if you try and muscle up when you've still got a bit of weight on. Like if I went full on exercise now, I would be heavier because.
Well, that's the thing. I don't want to be bigger. I don't want to be more muscular. I just want my body to have more tone. Like it's more in shape, so I feel more fit.
Yeah.
And through climbing, I do it twice a week, and it is really quite hard work, hard on the arms and chest and legs if you're doing it right.
Yeah.
Which I'm not at the moment because I've fucked up my elbows. But that's keeping me feeling active because it's really fun. You're there for a couple of hours and you don't realise you're doing exercise until after because it's like you're enjoying it at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my advice. Do something fun that you enjoy like that, or swimming, or you do swimming, don't you?
Yeah, was it Thursday? I think I did some gardening. We had like overgrown garlic in the garden, so I cut it all back.
And I got your message. I was like, what the fuck?
And then the following day I went swimming, and then the day after, the backs of my legs were fucking agony because I was running around the garden, like chopping stuff up and heaving bags around. And then the next day I went for a swim, and I swam for, I don't know the lengths, but I swam for about 50 minutes straight without stopping. And then I walked home, and then the afternoon I started to feel it. And the next day I could barely stand up. I was like, my legs so hurt.
That's good.
I went to F&M the day after, and I was standing there playing Magic going, my fucking legs.
Kill me.
Okay. I mean, my actual personal goal I haven't set a target weight with Slimming World yet. I've got an interim target, which is 10% of my body weight, which is just shy of 2 stone.
Cool.
So if I carry on at the rate I'm going, it will be 7 or 8 weeks when I hit that, because I think I'm averaging out about 4 pounds a week.
7-8 weeks from now, or from when you started?
No, from when I started. Sorry, so it'll be another 3 or 4 weeks.
Oh, cool. Okay, well that's good.
That's 10% of my body weight, and then for my height, they recommend. I think it's around 12 to 14 stone, but I just think I'm too broad for that to ever work.
I'm 16 stone.
Yeah, well, I for the first time ever, I'm under 18 stone now. I was when I started, I was 18.11.
Yeah,
and I've lost obviously a stone and 3, so I'm a lot less. But I think my top between 12 and 14 feels too small. I'm very broad and I'm quite big. Like generally, I think probably 14.5, 15 seems reasonable for my kind of height. I think
for because we're both quite broad people. So like to have a goal of I want to be skinny isn't.
I don't want to be skinny.
No, but it's not to want to be at our sort of body shape is not the right attitude to have. It's like to be comfortable with the shape that you can make yourself.
To go to the. I mean, I'm never going to walk around with my shirt off like some guys who walk around town all the time. But to go to the beach and be able to be like, take it off without thinking, oh my god, my saggy tits are on show. You know?
My tits are reaching the sand.
Or even just to be able to look down and see my cock whilst I piss.
If you want someone to look at your cock while you piss, I'm just next door. Just give me a holler.
Awesome. Will you watch me shower too?
You're always on about showering.
No, that's so. Yeah, I mean, I hope that.
But also, let me say something about. I know that you're not. No, I will not let you say something. I know that this Ethan seems like a pretty down to earth guy. I know he's not like, oh, I want to look sexy for the ladies.
No.
But or blokes, I don't know his orientation, but I think that for me, most of the girls I've wooed. Fucking what's the polite way of saying it?
Most of the girls I wooed back in the 1930s.
Most of the girls I've been with, I feel like I've attracted with my charm, and I'm not saying, hey, look at me, I'm charming. I'm saying I've tried not to rely on my physical appearance.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to say, probably the appeal from Ali's point of view definitely wasn't my. I mean, obviously looks come into it, but not my physical prowess. It was probably more the ability to make someone laugh or have a good conversation, you know.
Well, I know you and Ali well, and you challenge each other daily.
Yeah.
Which Charlie and I do as well, and I think that's what makes a good relationship. I mean, we're getting off topic a bit, but yeah. You want to find someone. He's not even asking for relationship advice, and we're like, hey, don't worry about it, man. You'll find someone one day. You're probably happily in a relationship or married or whatever.
You're probably gobbling some cock right now.
But listen, physical fitness, do things that make yourself feel good.
Yeah.
Releases the endorphins, and then you'll end up feeling better about the way you look at the same time as
Do you know what
Looking
one of my
back.
favourite things to do other than swimming is? Go to the gym. No, I'm not going to say something dirty.
Oh, right, okay.
Go to the gym and go on the cross trainer or the bike and watch a whole episode of Lost, Lost
Really?
or like Heroes. And I'll be like working out and I'll be like, oh, the episode's ended. I've been here for 45 minutes. I better do some weights and then go home.
Oh, nice. That's a good idea. You're like, oh, I wonder what's in that hatch.
oh my God, Sawyer.
Sawyer, no. 3 more miles, no. Brilliant.
And
Thank
actually,
you for your...
well, he actually has another one.
Oh, okay. Fucking
Greedy bastard.
time hog.
But the reason I'm reading it, like I probably would have just focused on one point here, but he says, what you could talk about on the podcast is Smash Brothers. I understand you guys are into
I
Magic.
tried to burp, but it came out a bit sickly.
Beautiful.
I'm sorry. I wish I hadn't done it.
He says, I'm into Magic, you're into Magic, which is competitive. Even though it's not a card game, I love everything to do with Smash Brothers, and I'm hoping I'm going to go to a local tournament soon.
Cool.
For the Wii U. I never got any good at Melee or Brawl. What are your experiences with competitive games, and what is your first impression with tournaments?
Oh, now that's a question for you.
Yeah, it probably is, actually. Smash Brothers front, we both play it. We haven't played for a while, actually. We should probably sit and play that when you get back from your holiday.
Yeah.
In terms of competitive video gaming, there was a time back before esports was a big thing when I thought I would make a living out of it. You know, well, not a living, but it's what I wanted to do. I went to some big tournaments in the UK. I actually won a Gears of War tournament over here and won some cool stuff. But this was before esports was a big thing, so the prizes were pretty pants. Like it wasn't cash support
Was it
or
literally
anything.
pants?
Yeah, some Gears of War pants.
Yeah.
In terms of Smash Brothers, I played in a tournament for the GameCube version, which is Melee, isn't it? Which is the better one because it's a lot faster and and I think I came like third or fourth out of about 60 people.
That's really good. Was it Gears of War? Yeah.
Gears of,
that was on Xbox
yeah
360,
yeah.
wasn't it? One of the first.
I went to a tournament after it had been out for about a month, and I went into a doubles tournament and then a single person tournament as well, like all, you know, free for all.
Yeah. Not like for people who aren't in love.
Yeah, yeah. Losers over there. No, I used to be into going to tournaments, and I think now I've converted that into Magic tournaments more than video gaming, because I prefer the face-to-face interaction with real tournaments. I mean, in terms of tournaments, the best thing about them is you're in a room full of people that love playing the same things you do.
Yeah.
So you're always going to come across some dickheads who are like so into it that they're just rude to you. But my feeling with them is, do you know what? Fuck you. Like,
fuck you, man.
Everyone else is there to have a good time. So, you know, go along, have fun. If you don't do too well, don't beat yourself up.
Your only purpose there is to enjoy yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you do well, great.
Yeah.
If you don't, like you did at your Magic event in Liverpool, it sucks that you don't do well. You feel a bit disappointed, but ultimately you've had fun and you've had a good experience.
And learn from it as well. You can take away from it. You can look at what you did and didn't do and learn from it. So, drop us an email and let us know how you did, because I'm really interested.
To hear.
Yeah, email us your Wii U tag as well, because I'll definitely
we
be
can
up
play
for
against you.
Gaming. Yeah. Send it to. I'm not going to give ours out over the podcast because all 10 of our listeners might add us all at once and it'll be overwhelming.
100,000 of our listeners.
But yeah, email us, Mr. Hayward. I love you.
Thank you for your email.
Yeah.
Let's move it on.
Steve, do you remember the chap who had the fairly sad story about Magic, has emailed back? Thank you. He says he's always had trouble declining a game of Magic, but it seems a bit weird to be playing someone over Skype across the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't seem weird to me. I'll play Magic with anyone, anywhere, anytime.
Well, I think he is. Maybe. I wonder if you're being catfished.
How good would that be?
That would be so
if I was
good.
on a TV show like
it's like the opposite. It's actually a really attractive 20-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Trying to pretend to you that it's like a middle-aged.
So that she can appeal me with her magic prowess. He goes on saying that he kind of lost the fun with Magic, and I guess, like I said on the last episode, is just give Commander a try. Give the fun format. I mean, I think all of it's fun, but the less Commander, which is really fun, and new format, which I love. Bit more competitive, but Tiny Leaders, which is the same as Commander, but you play with a 50 card deck, and you can only play spells or creatures. Well, spells are creatures, so spells that have a converted mana cost of 3 or less.
Cool.
So you have a Commander and then your 49 card deck, and you can only have one of everything, but it can only cost 3 or less. which we were tested out at the store today, and it's a lot of fun. So if you don't have the cards, go buy a Commander pre-made deck because they're great value. Over here they're like 25 quid, 30 quid. Over there they're probably like $40 or something, you know.
$40.
Go buy one, take it to a shop and try it out. And if you don't have fun, then maybe you know that Magic isn't for you.
Yeah. And you you ultimately you've only wasted like not much money at all.
I'd imagine if you went to a store, someone would have one they can loan you. I carry 3 Commander decks around with me just in case someone walks in and goes, "Oh, I haven't got one." I'm like, I fucking have.
Be
bitch.
my friend.
Yeah. I open my box full of cards and go, play.
And you don't lend them to them. You're just like, well, I've got 3.
Yeah,
you can't have one, but I've got 3.
I've got 3. I remembered mine. You forgot yours.
Yeah.
Get
So
out,
tell
you muggy
what you
cunt.
do, turn around, walk out the door, and fuck off.
And no, yeah. I mean, if you want to try it out with me, I'm happy to. Otherwise, go.
He doesn't want anything to do with you.
Yeah. How weird! Like he's worried about playing Skype, and the first time he sees me, I've like got my cock flopped out doing the windmill. Like you spin me right.
Well, that would be a USP, I think, for me.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. If you want to see Steve's cock, hit him up on Skype. If not, whatevs.
Yeah.
Thanks for the email, man.
He actually asks a question though. He says,
"Oh man, I'm prematurely thanking people."
It's a random question. He says, "What is one of your fears that normally other people do not have?"
Oh, okay, I've got one.
Go on.
I don't know if it's probably quite common actually, but when I grow up, growing up on an island, we often would go out in boats to, not open water, but to in the bay, out in bays and out around the coast and that. And we would swim in water where you couldn't see the bottom. And I'd do it because I love boats and I love the sea. But each time my heart would be like almost rising up into my mouth with fear because I didn't know it. I look down, you go underwater, you look around, there's nothing beneath you, nothing around you. It's like, I don't know, it's like an irrational fear that you don't know what's beneath you and it could be literally anything. And that, for me, is something that has always haunted me. Something that I still do, but I really struggle to enjoy it because it's more the adrenaline and the fear. So that's mine.
Yeah, I mean, mine's probably not one. My biggest fear is probably one that a lot of people have is death. I'm going to make it dark here for a second. I definitely don't believe in any kind of afterlife, and I don't believe in heaven or hell or any of that. I think once you're gone, you're gone. But that still scares the hell out of me because
just going.
It's going to sound weird, but I think about it a lot. Like, I don't sleep much, and when you're really tired, you get down and you start thinking bad things, and I just think about mortality a lot. Like, when I'm at the moment I'm living, I'm here, I exist, and sometime I'm not gonna, my consciousness will just disappear.
Yeah.
And that scares the fuck out of me. Like, that really is like the one thing that, there's not many things I'm scared of. Like, I might occasionally jump when I see like a weird bug or something, but I'm not scared. That's probably the one thing I'm scared of.
So thanks for listening. We've been BeardWags, your local source of entertainment. Wow, okay, that was really dark, but it's true. I see what you mean. Like, it's impossible to comprehend what it's like to be just completely without consciousness.
I guess existentialism and those kind of questions are an inbred part of humanity, aren't they, really? Like, people have faith because it appeases that part of them, whereas I don't, so I don't have anything to... I mean, I guess ultimately the factor is that I didn't worry about it before I existed. I won't worry about it when I don't, but it still scares the hell out of me. So
yeah.
Sorry.
And the fact is, we don't know what does happen after you die. I'm not a religious person. I think I'm the same as you. I think your consciousness is gone and that's it.
Yeah.
But what if that energy were to just go somewhere else, and that wasn't like an afterlife, but it was like some sort of scientific explanation for your energy that was your consciousness going to be somewhere else. That was what scares me more, the fact that it could the fact that it's impossible to prove because no one's ever got first-hand evidence of it. I mean, I'm fairly certain that you just die because that's scientifically proven.
Yeah, the thing is that the soul is just like a metaphor we've given to our own consciousness, really, isn't it? So, the question of where does it go when we die, it's just, it's your brain. You are your personality because of your brain, and when that dies, you lose it. But like you say, there's no way to prove it. It's just one of those not irrational. I say it's not irrational,
well,
but
I think it's irrational because that you can't rationalize your thought process.
No, of course.
Like you can't go, oh well. I mean, if you were dying and you were like, I'm scared of death, that's a rational fear because you're facing it. But I think the fact that you just think about it all the time and struggle to understand why you're scared of it or what happens, that makes it irrational. But that's good because that's what most fears are.
I would always rather be scared of it and worry about it than be one of those people that when I'm dying I suddenly find religion, you know.
Like, you don't want that.
The crazy.
Oh, by the way, Jesus, me too.
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot for 65 years.
Yeah.
Now I'm dying.
Like,
pop me
they quite often point out
the
amount of people who are on death row who are suddenly religious, or the amount of people in prison who find God, and it's like.
Have you seen The Shawshank Redemption?
Yeah, I've read it as well.
it's just like, it's so sad.
The amount of people who find God in prison is just an indicator of how people use faith as almost like a way out of, you know. But let's not get into that. It's just an irrational fear, and
these are our fears.
Yeah.
Open water and death.
Sorry to make it dark. If you want to cheer yourself up, go back to the last episode and hear me talk about how I wanked onto a porn mag and put it back on the shelf.
Wanked onto a porn mag in a petrol station before school.
I told Bo at the store today because he was like, "Oh, I haven't listened to it," and I was like, "Oh, I told someone."
He hasn't listened to any.
No, he's listened to them, but he hasn't.
Okay.
He's listened to some, but he hasn't listened to that one. And he was like, "What?" I was like, "Oh, I told a really embarrassing story." And he was like, "What was it?" And I told him, and he was like, "Oh my god."
Did he laugh, or was he like...
Yeah, he laughed. Yeah,
that's good.
Next email.
Yeah,
before
thanks,
we fucking... But please don't get depressed from that answer, Mr. Person who emailed us.
Yeah.
Fohammer's back.
Fucking this guy, I love him. I think he's one of my favourite people.
Or Glamdring, you cheeky bastard. I like that there's a whole paragraph here of him just having a pop at you.
I know.
He does say at the end that he's just joking, but
I enjoyed it. It had me laughing all the way through, and I think that I was reading it going, yeah, he's probably right. And then I read the bit where he goes, "Just kidding," and I was like, oh.
Well, I read it and it reminded me of like your friend who said like Steve knocks you down a peg. And
yeah, thanks, Baron. Baron, he was like, oh, it's good to have someone who's sort of saying, "Fuck off, Farnham, you're shit."
I haven't said that, but
you think it every hour of every day.
Funnily enough, though, I do every time. Like my phone buzzes, and I'm like, ugh,
this fucking dick.
This guy.
You send me all the thumbs ups.
What I like though is he has actually dedicated more of his email to putting you down than to asking questions. I know at the end he says, "I'm just fucking with you.
I'm fucking with y'all." Yeah, I kind of. There was a lot of conviction in, like, he was very committed to the joke of putting me down. That I'm not entirely convinced he's really joking.
I assumed Steve was the more geeky and all-knowing one, but you come off as the bitch.
It's kind of true, not the bitch thing, but the whole you know more than me about geek stuff. You are more
just general knowledge, probably.
He did say I got the pop culture references.
Yeah, you probably, in fact, you probably got more pop culture quotes and references than I have in some ways. You can drop the references. I can spit the lyrics. You can drop the beats. Yeah. He does. He's put the question. Here's a question that is said to be the most geeky question ever. He's got two, one jokey and one real. Ever, according to Google. What would happen if a spell used in Harry Potter hit a lightsaber from Star Wars? Would the lightsaber deflect it? Would the lightsaber shatter? Would the spell explode but leave the lightsaber intact? What do you think would happen?
Well, I think, for me, this question is too vague. Because it depends on the spell, what spell you're doing, how it would affect what it's hitting. If you were to do I don't know, like an unforgivable curse.
Let's put a video together where I'm like, Expelliarmus, and your lightsaber just goes flying away.
I don't have a lightsaber, dude.
I've got one.
Oh, it's not real, though.
It's an FX lightsaber, come on.
Okay, we can pretend. Yeah. Let's do that.
Don't throw it, though, because it'll probably smash.
Yeah.
You're like...
And that's on the video, and then we have a massive argument about how I broke your lightsaber. Yeah, I think it would depend on the spell. If you were to do a Expelliarmus disarm against the person, the lightsaber would fly out their hand, obviously. If it hit the lightsaber, I think it would... I feel like the energy would just get absorbed. or I feel like it would deflect the spell.
Well, I don't know. If it was a strong enough spell, I reckon the lightsaber would absorb the energy, but then like blow it up. Like it couldn't handle the
Or
level
it could
of
because
energy.
it's touching the person. Like, imagine it's just a sword.
Yeah.
I think if the spell hit the sword,
Yeah.
it would it deflect off?
I don't know.
Because Harry, no, I think it would go through the sword to the person and still have the
my
effect.
my geekiness alignment is with Harry Potter more than Star Wars, so
Me
I
too.
would think that Harry Potter is more powerful than Star Wars. Even though they're basically the same things, the power of love and the Force is pretty much
Yeah.
the same thing. But I'm more of a Harry Potter nerd than Star Wars.
I think
Basically,
me
because
too.
fuck you, Jar Jar Binks. That's why.
He's the best character. I've heard that he's going to be written into the Harry Potter
Imagine that.
universe.
The new one, the film they're making, like the Fantastical Beasts and Where to Find Them. He's like searching for mythical beasts, and Jar Jar pops up.
Yeah. Oh my god, and he could be one of them. Oh, that'd be fun.
His real question, though, is what were... he's actually asked 3 questions. People just like...
Cheeky. We need to... Do you know what? We need to not...
People are like, I've got
Yeah.
3 questions for you, but here they... Like, I've got a question for you, and then they ask 3, but
Yeah.
it's fine, because the first one was a really geeky question.
Do you
I
know,
like
we're
that.
not in a position to be choosy about our listeners, and this guy's one of the best.
I like questions. It's fine. What were your other possible names for the show other than BeardWags?
2 cunts.
Yeah,
That
like
was it.
4 puffs and a piano, two
Yeah,
cunts and a microphone.
Yeah.
No, do you know
we
what?
didn't have any other, did we?
Well, BeardWags kind of happened because I think we've told the story about how we met up. Is someone I used to work with you, even though you lived next door.
Yeah,
We
I
never.
forgot about that.
Yeah, even though we lived next door to each other, we weren't aware of being into the same sort of things. And I think we were hanging out, and I just told you that I'd always wanted to do a podcast, and you were like I would love to, or me
Same.
too.
Yeah.
And then we just started talking about doing it. It wasn't like some big revelation. We both just mentioned that we wanted to do a podcast, and then we agreed to go on.
I was going to say, I think the name was just a word that I'd been thinking, like, like what happens when people with beards have a chin wag?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I guess it would be a beard wag.
Yeah, you definitely came up with a name, that's for sure.
But we didn't have any other names, did we?
We agreed to brainstorm names, and I wrote down a few, but I think we messaged some back and forth, but we were kind of on a bit of a blank, and then...
We both enjoyed BeardWags.
Yeah.
I think it was the right choice. I think it's a good...
It's catchy. I like it. It's a good one.
We want to get some T-shirts made, so if you do want a T-shirt...
Well,
We'll make some
we
for
should
you.
start off with making T-shirts for ourselves, I think. Maybe
No, we should, yeah. But I mean, if we can get some guerrilla marketing on the go...
Well, a group of us who are going to the London Grand Prix for Magic, we're talking about getting A and B T-shirts for the store, so we're representing the store.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, well, why don't we get A and B, but like sponsored by BeardWags, so we can have A and B logos and BeardWag logos on them.
Were they cool with that? Would they do that?
I don't see why not.
Yeah,
you
man.
know. But yeah, I guess the inception of the podcast came from the first conversation where I said I wanted to do it, and then the name really came from you. We did brainstorm a few, but none of them were really... We both sent some back and forth, but until BeardWags came up, they were all I was a bit like, none of them sound right. None of the ones I came up with. So the back and forth for a little bit, I probably don't even have those messages anymore, but yeah, BeardWags, we talked about it and it just sounded right.
It just happened.
And
man.
the logo that we got from Livy is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. It's got a ring to it. I think it's the kind of thing where you would say to someone like, hey, have you heard BeardWags, you know?
I hope so. I hope you guys all like it as well.
Yeah. And his bonus question is, what's something you can't do but everyone else can? And I already covered that because I can't see my dick when I piss.
Fair enough.
And I know for a fact my mum can. So
I can't... You know, a lot of people can touch their toes
yeah,
with straight legs. I can't even get to halfway down my shins. I'm really not flexible, and I'm quite tall with long legs. So I don't...
how tall are you?
6?
Are you?
Yeah.
Are we the same height?
Are you 6 as well?
Well, I think I'm 6 or 6'1".
Okay.
I thought I was a little bit taller than you.
I don't know. I think I'm 6. You must
Maybe.
be 6'1". But yeah, I think my legs are longer than...
Yeah,
My
I don't know
torso.
that I can touch my toes standing up straight.
No. Okay.
But what is something I can't do
else?
that other people can?
I don't think... I'm going to sound like a cock, but I don't think there are many things that other people can do that I can't.
No,
not because I
there's
think I'm
weird
great,
things like
but because I'm not really that. I don't lack that confidence.
No, I haven't really thought about it. There's weird little things like people can roll their tongues that I can't. But
Oh, like me.
yeah, I can't do that. I don't think
I can't do it very well. Oh, I can't do the thing.
Oh,
the Star Trek
yeah,
thing.
that's the one thing
Can
I
you?
want to be able to do that I can't.
We're so similar sometimes.
Oh, I love you.
I love
Yeah, that's. I tell you what. If I was answering the question as
I can't do it.
what's something you can't do but everyone else can that you want to do, the Vulcan thing. Yeah.
Me too.
Live,
We've
live long and prosper. And
live
shit.
long and prosper. We're the same on that.
Yeah.
It hurts. I can't do it.
Last email.
Yeah.
Oh no! Wait, the last one isn't a. The last one
Oh
is
shit!
the
Yeah,
dude's address for the book.
yeah. We're sending you that.
Feel
book.
free to snog the book all you like. The more, the better.
Mate,
Dude, I ain't gonna snog it. My
yeah.
balls are gonna be all over that shit.
You know the story about the porn mag and the petrol station? That's going double for this book.
Hey-oh.
You won't be able to read it for sticky pages.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like sometimes you can do a print of a book where you put like some moisture on it and then you slap it on something. You'll be able to, you'll be reading it and you'll fall asleep and the spermy pages will imprint the book onto your face.
Why didn't you send we send the book and also a vial of sperm to go with it so he can cum spatter his
so
own
you can
pages.
drink it?
Oh.
Imagine that.
Like
Imagine
in
if
Community, do you remember?
Yeah, imagine if you did that though, and like a year later, he was like, "I used it to artificially inseminate my girlfriend, and now she's got a BeardWags baby."
a babe wags. That'd be cute, and it was just a baby born with a beard.
Was that too weird?
Yeah, it was a bit. Don't worry, we'll send you your thingy.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. We're
Yeah, thanks you. We'll probably chuck in a couple of other things like some used condoms and a tampon and stuff. I'll probably send it to you in a week or two. So sorry if it's a bit slow, but you're getting some free fucking stuff. So if you don't like it, you can shut up.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, cheers, Harry.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
We've got to do a review of the new Loot Crate. So do you want to do that? And then I've got. Did you hear that horn beeping?
Yeah, I've got ears.
Let's do the Loot Crate review, and then I've got a little game to play.
This month's theme
Yeah.
was fantasy.
Cool.
I've turned the box inside out so it looks all cool.
Yeah, I wondered what you had. Wait. I need a wee.
All right, pause it.
What-
No,
well,
just
hang on.
pause it.
Shut up. But I like it when I just leave you. I'll be like 5 seconds.
Okay, go for a piss.
You can talk about some stuff.
This month's theme in Loot Crate is fantasy. And the first thing that springs to mind with fantasy is obviously high fantasy. You could probably take a guess at what kind of items you're going to get in it. Game of Thrones and stuff like that. I guess the only disappointment I had was that it didn't have Final Fantasy in it, which is a shame. But on the other hand, it did have some sweet, sweet items in it. And I'm going to wait for this morose motherfucker to get back before I talk about him. I actually hear him pissing. He hasn't even shut the fucking door. When he listens back to this, I hope he hears me calling him a dirty cunt. Dirty bastard for leaving the door open and taking a piss. And on the subject of questions, if you've got any, email us beardwags@gmail.com. We will answer anything. And he's back. I
just stubbed my toe and hit my ass on the chair.
Didn't say anything nasty about you at all in that couple of seconds you were going for a wee. I promise.
Yes, you did. I can see it in your face.
Look, I got you some things. I got some for me, and I got you some things.
Really?
When we were in London, we went to a place called Oaxaca. Have you heard of it?
No.
It was
Oaxaca? I hardly know her.
It was good one. It was set up by someone who won MasterChef, and it's like
no way.
Mexican market eating. So it's like enchiladas and burritos, but not like a fast food place, like proper stuff. But really reasonable prices. Like the prices were really good. So like,
This beer smells like weed.
I'm gonna smell it. All your beers smell like weed. Yeah, it does smell like weed.
It's called Green King. There's no way this isn't hemp
Yeah.
related in any way.
Anyway, the food was really good. If you're in London, go to Oaxaca, people who are listening and people who's on the other end of that microphone, Mr. Farnham.
Okay.
But look, they had seeds to grow your own chili.
That's my favourite.
So I got you some.
I should have spoken into the microphone.
Spoked.
Speak-
I should have done
I've
the
only had 2
talking into the
beers.
microphone.
I only had 2 beers and I'm...
I need to talk into the micropoles. Yeah, so...
These are really cool.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
I like growing things.
Yeah,
I've got a chili plant which is dying. I've got a
well, that's
lemon tree.
Because it was dying.
Oh, thank you.
True
Yeah,
story.
and also I've got an avocado which I grew from an avocado stone.
Yeah.
If you want advice on how, it's probably going to be quite boring.
Yeah.
Look. You can look up how online, but all you need is a pint glass full of water, toothpicks, 3 toothpicks that go into the side of the stone, and you kind of submerge it half in water, half out, and then after about 6 weeks, it starts to germinate and grow.
That's cool.
It's really cool.
You've got green fingers.
I do.
And that's because you fingered your butthole when you went to
My
the toilet.
butthole is not green, and also no, I don't finger it.
Fist it.
Green fist.
Fantasy-themed loot crate. Shall we
Yeah,
have a look
boy.
at the items in it? Because you
I'd
haven't
love
seen
to.
them.
I've already looked
The
at
first
one of the
item,
things.
which I love, and it's what there's.
It's got a Game of Thrones thing as well. Oh, I wish I'd got it.
It's the Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition official logo T-shirt,
I really
black
like
on
it.
red. Most of the T-shirts, I kind of look at them and go, "That's cute," but I wouldn't wear it. The only other one I've really liked was the Voltron one. Do you remember?
Yeah,
was sweet.
yeah. That's my. I've still.
I didn't
wear
like
that
the
one.
kittens one, the
that
skull,
was
and I
rubbish.
didn't like the pirate one really. I would probably wear it, but I didn't like it.
I feel like we're a bit down on Loot Crate sometimes, but this one you've told me is awesome.
I try to be positive about Loot Crate. It's just the last couple of months have been. Last month's was okay. The spy one was all right, but it appealed to a certain set of people, and I wasn't one of them. And
Yeah.
that's bound to happen because you can't appeal to everyone in every box.
Exactly.
But this box was good. The D&D T-shirts, like the box was 16 quid. The T-shirts, you would probably pay that for a decent T-shirt, so I'm happy with that. Look, I see you've got the tie over there. They've done the same company have done a bow tie, but with little D20s.
Wait,
and
where's my
dragons on.
tie?
So the box is over there.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's really
It's
cool.
like
man.
a D20s, and I don't wear bow ties, but Ali reckons she can wear it in her hair. So,
That's
gonna
cool.
use it.
Yeah.
and then. For those who don't know, D20 is a 20-sided dice that you use to play Dungeons and Dragons. A blow-up crown, so you can be a king. I'm going to be Joffrey for a day,
Oh, nice.
kill some motherfuckers. The crown's cool. An item in here that Ali said is mine straight away is a deck of playing cards with Princess Bride, which is her favourite movie.
wow.
And if you look at the artwork on them, it's all like the king and the queen and the jack are all stylized painted art of the characters.
She must have been moist for this.
Yeah, she was. She was frothing at the gash.
See, if I knew Ali, I don't as well as you do, but if I were kind of to take a guess at what she wanted with these, she wants to like put them into some sort of collage or something.
Probably.
Or
I would think that would be cool, but she might keep them like that. The company that made them actually, if you go onto their website, and I think it says on the box who made
That's
them.
very cool.
Yeah, there it is. Albino Dragon. If you go onto their website, they sell special playing cards for all different stuff. So
Yeah.
they've got like the Name of the Wind and Game of Thrones and stuff. It's really
oh,
cool.
man, that's cool.
Next up, Game of Thrones, Stark Sigil. So the direwolf
Oh,
USB.
USB.
Yeah.
I wish I'd got this box. There's probably spares that they sell.
They sell them a couple of months afterwards. So
Yeah.
if I get the email, I'll send it to you. Just
Thank
so you know.
you.
But it's so cool because when it's stuck in your computer, it's like a wolf's coming out going blah, blah, like that.
Like what?
No, that's a cool item. I like it when you get stuff like that. I mean, I don't know if I'll need another 4 gig of storage, but it's pretty nifty to have. And then a Game of Thrones house sigil magnet set. So you've got the Stark house, and everyone knows winter is coming. Hear me roar, the Lannisters. Fire and blood, the Targaryens, and ours is the fury, the Baratheons. And I want to put the winter is coming one up because I chuckle and go, winter's coming, like doing the jizz.
Oh, right.
And then lastly,
I've just seen
a
that.
Harry Potter 9 3/4 signed bag tag for your luggage.
Fuck.
And do you know what? I don't have a bag tag. And what better bag tag to have than a Harry Potter 9 3/4 one?
Well done, Loot Crate.
Yeah, I mean, and then as usual, you get the magazine and the little badge, which has got like a map
This
on
is... Last month, it was the month I didn't get. The first month I didn't get because I cancelled. And I was like, I saw the spy one. I was like, fine, I'm not bothered by this.
it. Yeah.
I saw this, and this has made me want to resubscribe again.
Yeah.
I'm very impressionable, as you know. I'm definitely going to buy that if there are,
Yeah.
any when it comes out.
It's a good box. Sadly, we don't have a Z box to review though because it seems to be delayed or something.
Looks like Loot Crate win this round.
It's going to be hard for Z box to top that, I think.
Good luck,
personally.
Zenbox.
There's not an item in there that I don't like in some way or another, and the fact that it had an item in there that made my girlfriend ecstatic means that it's a winner. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you're not used to pleasing your girlfriend.
No,
So.
I'm used to thoroughly disappointing her, just like Loot Crate normally disappoints me. Now, this one might be the best one since the first one I got, which was before you subscribed, where it came with like the glow in the dark Groot and stuff.
Oh yeah,
that
you showed me that.
That was awesome.
Cool, man.
But overall, I'd give it a 10 out of 10. It's a great box.
Well done. Let's have a round of applause for Loot Crate.
Wow!
Yeah. My granddad one time. This was when my mum and her brothers and sisters were little.
Yeah.
They went to like a restaurant and there was really nice piano music playing in the background.
It was like a restaurant.
Well, it was a restaurant. Sorry, I'm always saying like.
Sorry, I'm
sorry.
just being facetious.
No, it's you should be. And there was this really nice piano playing going on in the background, and my granddad was like, "That's weird. Every time he finishes playing, no one acknowledges him. No one even claps."
Yeah.
And it happened again. No one clapped. He was like, "That's really annoying me because he's doing really well. This poor probably kid who's being paid like a student being paid to play piano, being paid tuppence." And they finished the next song. My granddad stood up and went like this.
In the middle of a restaurant.
Just on his own, like, because he was like, right, I want to clap this guy because he's doing well. And then they looked over and they saw this self-playing piano. So, like, he was, like, trying to just defend the little guy and clap for this piano. It was just no one. It was automatic.
To defend it, he was like, that piano probably gets paid a pittance.
Yeah, that piano's working for nothing. Way below minimum wage.
I love that. It's like, have you ever been to like a first showing of a film or a midnight screening or even just a film and someone starts applauding?
And everyone joins in?
Yeah.
I like starting applauses.
I'm normally like, what? Do you know when it happened once? I went to see a midnight screening of The Matrix Reloaded and it finished and people started applauding. And I was like, are you kidding? That film was shit.
The second one?
Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh, the second one is better than the third one, but I think Revolutions is better than Reloaded.
I do, but I don't think either of them are worthy of a round of applause. Like, maybe a half-hearted.
They should be remade. I think they should be rebooted.
No,
I never defend a reboot as much as I can.
Well, I don't know about a reboot. I would just be happy to see another Matrix film that's back to the same quality as the first. So do a sequel. Don't pretend the second two didn't happen. Just do something new.
Fair enough.
But yeah, that was Loot Crate and that was awesome.
Cool. Get rid of that from the table because I've got a game to play.
Okay.
It's a game called Bucket of Doom. My girlfriend got it for me for my birthday months ago. Now, and this is the reason I want to test it out because I'm going on holiday next week to a very small island off the west coast of Ireland called Achill. And it's very kind of rural and I'm fairly certain we're not going to have internet for the week.
Oh, thank God I won't hear from you.
You won't hear. But I need games. I need game ideas from you. You know, you're like not just board games or like tabletop games, but games that you can play with family and over a few drinks.
Try the superhero thing you got in your Loot Crate as well.
Yes,
Don't forget that.
I will. How does that work? Oh, look.
It's like cards for like the Humanity game. You know, Cards Against Humanity. It's similar to that, so it's really easy to learn. Do you know what you should take? Flux. We can lend it to you.
See, my family won't understand it. I don't think.
No.
But I mean, I'll have a think about it because we've got like, I mean, Charlie and I are the youngest people going with 25, 24.
Just
so
take some pennies and play pennies with the old people. It's fine.
Yeah, or just fucking strip poker.
Oh.
Right, this game is called Bucket of Doom.
Yeah.
I've not played it before. Oh, sorry, I'm not speaking to the mic. I've not played it before.
Okay.
But I'm gonna
Let's play it now.
try it out. What I'm gonna do is deal you 5 cards.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to turn up one card from this other pile.
Yeah.
And not give that to you, but read it out. Okay. So, what the basic summary of this game is: you are dealt a random hand of objects or things that could help you in the event of some sort of natural disaster or apocalyptic situation.
Yeah.
You have to come up with a scenario using all of the cards you have
to overcome
that thing. And if I guess like it's just if it entertains me, you win a point.
Okay.
I'm not sure if that's the proper way to play the game, but it's
let's
I've come
do
up
it.
with.
Can I have a look at the box?
Yes.
It's Bucket of Doom.
Bucket of Doom.
It says when the shit hits the fan, you need a plan, which I like. Introducing the death dodging party game. and it's who's it made by here? It's published by Big Potato Limited. I think we should give them a shout out just because it's their
Oh
game.
yeah, man.
Cheers, Big Potato, you big bastard.
You big potato bastards. It's kind of funny that I'm taking it to Ireland and it's made by the Big Potato.
Hey
Is
yo.
that what they're called? The Big Potato?
I hope one of the scenarios is overcoming the potato famine.
Oh, that'd be awkward.
If it isn't, just put one in there.
Okay, I will.
All right.
And there's no way around it.
No.
You can't avoid it.
No, let's do it.
Okay. I'm just going to shuffle
Give
these,
them a shuffle.
just so you know, listeners.
Yeah, that wasn't you shuffling it, that was you rifling it.
Yeah.
That's fine.
There is a more intricate way of playing it. I haven't read the instructions, but I think this is sort of basically
Yeah,
what it is.
sure. Plus, we don't have all day.
Oh, God. I've just read the word dildo. I don't know if I should take this for my grandma to play.
Oh, you've got to, well, it says on the bucket when the shit hits the fan. Did you think it was going to be like, child friendly? You're not going to look at them. You're just going to.
There's a white side and a black side. I guess that's to be racially fair.
Yeah.
Do you want? Let's do the black side.
Okay.
So ignore what's being what you can read.
Yeah.
Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's done. Now I'm going to find a scenario that you have to escape from.
Darth Invader dildo.
Ready?
Yeah. And then I flip these when you do it. Yeah. To the back side.
yeah.
Like when you
yeah.
reveal what the scenario is, I'll flip
Yeah.
them and we'll see what the.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
You're on the top floor of a cut-price skyscraper when a massive earthquake strikes. Topical, because there's just been a massive earthquake in Nepal.
Yeah, we love topical. So I've got a bulldog clip, a horned Viking helmet, an electric mobility scooter, a grumpy black cat, Bobby, and jewellery box with musical ballerina.
Ah, that's nice.
Okay, so here's what I would do. I would
Ready?
put the grumpy black cat into the horned Viking helmet because I'm going to assume it's big enough. And then I would put it on top of my head, but just sitting there and strap it on.
With the cat inside
Yeah,
it?
so
so you could save
yeah,
him.
he doesn't get hurt because I love Bobby.
Ah, that's nice.
And then what I would do is take the jewellery box with the musical ballerina and insert it into my anus so that it didn't get damaged because I'm presuming I care about it. You know, like in...
well, how can you get the jewellery box thing into your ass? That's really big.
I'd have to take the pain. Do you know, like in Pulp Fiction where he's like, I carried this watch around in my ass.
Oh, yeah.
And then I would use the bulldog clip to close my asshole shut so that it didn't fall out.
Oh, there you go.
Jump on the electric mobility scooter, and as the skyscraper was falling, I'd ride down the skyscraper.
Like in Doctor Who, do you remember?
I'd just ride down it, and then at the bottom I'd be like, "Whoa!" Like some sort of daredevil, you know.
Okay. I like that. Let's do another one.
All right.
Because that was quite quick. So you're going to do me now.
I'll do you, yeah.
Let's see how this goes.
Yeah, hand me the.
This is fun. I like this game.
Hand me the cards. I think it'll be fun with more people, though.
Yeah. I think it's like a party game rather than a 1v1.
Yeah, right. So let's deal these out. So you're going to do the white ones because I did the black ones.
Yes.
So we've already had that one. So I'm going to. There you go. We've had those two.
We ready?
Good to go?
We got 5.
Okay, you've got 5. Yep. I'm going to give you your scenario and then we'll flip them over.
Thank you.
Your family have the plague and your front door has been nailed shut with you inside.
Oh, shit. Okay, I'll turn these over. Right. Number 1, a menthol e-cigarette.
Nice.
A McDonald's staff uniform.
I've probably still got one of those.
Marge Simpson's hair, because fuck it. Defibrillator.
Nice.
Clown shoes.
Ah, perfect.
Wow. Okay. So, my family have the plague, which probably means that I'm going to get it as well.
Yeah, possibly.
What I do is
Yep.
dress in the McDonald's staff uniform, put on the clown shoes,
Yep.
and wear Marge Simpson's hair,
Yeah.
pop the e-cigarette in my mouth,
Yeah.
have a little toke on that menthol beauty,
Yep.
and just put the defibrillator to my head. Because
Isn't the game about how you'd survive?
yeah, but I mean, my whole family have the plague. I'm locked in a room with them. There is no hope for me.
Yeah.
So if I die, I may as well do it in style. People come in and find me like, "Hey, what's Marge Simpson doing working at McDonald's,
Come on.
smoking an e-cigarette in
E-cigarette,
clown
clown shoes, McDonald's uniform, Marge's hair. Wouldn't you have one last wank? Just for like,
just using all that material."
yeah.
I think I mean, my family would be there. I mean, I imagine they've got the plague to the extent that they are near death.
Yeah, but you've still got a bedroom. You could still pop to your room for a quick tug.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm not saying drop your trousers in front of your family.
I'll do that first. I'll
Yeah.
have a wank. Is that what you want, Steve? A
Yeah.
wank?
Yeah.
For me to have a wank?
Yes.
I really like this game.
Yeah, me too. It's cool. We'll get Ali and Charlie to play it with us sometime.
It will be super fly.
Yeah, yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's good. You
So
should take that with
yeah,
you.
I will. I'm going on holiday.
You get even more cards.
Yeah,
How
you
many
get
cards you
quite
got?
a lot, I think.
It's a
yeah.
good little bucket.
Isn't it? Oh, excuse me.
I
Hiccups.
might pick it up and take it to the store sometime so we can all play it there.
I think you should. You can borrow this one even.
Thank you.
I need more ideas for games to take.
It's a difficult one because I don't really know. Like, the kind of games I play are a bit more
Adult.
time intense. Not even adult. Like, I'd imagine family could probably sit round and play Settlers of Catan, or you should take Settlers of Catan.
That's a good idea.
I've got the 5 to 6 player expansion, so 6 of you can play it, and that is such an easy board game to learn. Like, you just have to trade for resources and build things.
It is quite a simple mechanic, isn't it?
It's a really simple game. Anyone can play. You should take it with you.
Okay. Well, mate, if we've got room in the suitcase,
Yeah, let us know.
I don't want to nick all your games and take them to foreign lands.
If you want to take it. It's fine. You can borrow it. I
Thanks,
trust you.
buddy.
In terms of other games, I think party games like this are your best bet. So take that superhero deck you've got. Have you got Cards Against Humanity?
Yeah, I don't think that's very funny.
No?
I did when it came out. I was like, this is brilliant because it was just a unique, offensive, funny thing. But I played it. I think I played it at Christmas actually last year.
Yeah.
And I was just a bit underwhelmed by it all. I think I've been desensitized to it because I've played it a lot.
Probably.
But there were some people who hadn't played it, like there's a family friend who's a bit young, a bit ying.
Bit younger.
That's not right. A bit younger. Was really enjoying it because she hadn't really experienced it before. And I think you experience it a couple of times and it's hilarious, and then it gets like, oh yeah, fucking Madeleine McCann with a bloody samurai sword and an abortion.
Yeah, I mean, I'm as I've said before, I'm not against any kind of humour, but I've never actually been that huge on Cards Against Humanity. The occasional party game, I can have a bit of a laugh with it, but I'm not huge on it.
No.
I've played it a couple of times, and I don't know.
It all becomes a contest of who can make the other person laugh the most, and once you've heard a few of them, you've heard them all.
Yeah.
Like I didn't. When I first played it, I thought they were all hilarious, but
Yeah.
now it's like you've heard them all, so you're like, ha ha ha. Okay, let's move on now.
Yeah.
Party games. I guess we can revisit one of our favourites.
Yeah, from the best thing that came out of the spy loot crate was definitely Mad Libs, wasn't it?
When was the Spy Loot crate? Was that March?
Last month, yeah.
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 Okay. Yeah, Mad
well,
Libs.
the thing is, right, you don't even have to write on these, which I made the mistake of doing last time, didn't I? I shouldn't have written on it. I should have written it on a bit of paper and then read it out, because then you can use them multiple times.
Oh, yeah.
But you can take this with you if you want. I mean, I know it's spy themed.
I think I'll print some out because there'll be more generic ones.
Print some out for us as well.
Are you going to write it in?
I'll write it on the book now so that we don't, use up. Because then I can keep it. I made the mistake of writing it, or do it in pencil maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got a pencil there. Let's
Pencils
use
are for sharing.
Yeah, so they are. So let's Mad Lib. It's spy themed, but we'll get some different ones.
Okay.
And the Mad Lib theme is Tales from Spy Camp.
Ooh,
So
like fingering your recruits and stuff.
Yeah, like once. Remember that time when I went to Spy Camp and I stuck a watch in my pussy. So give me an adjective.
Fluffy. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is. Yeah.
Noun.
Peter.
Give me a verb.
Trundling.
Trundling. I like that. I might have a trundle tonight. Give me an adjective.
Spicy.
Yep. Celebrity.
Vic Reeves.
He's one of my favourites.
Me too.
Plural noun.
Cats.
Are you going for family friendly here? Another plural noun.
Vaginas.
Nice. That's what I want to hear.
How's that for family friendly?
Well, it's still a pretty nice word. Adjective.
Sticky.
Nice. Verb. Are you touching yourself up?
No, I've got an itch on my leg. I was checking it out.
Checking it
what do I
out.
need
Or
it-
just looking at it like, fuck you,
I was
itch.
like, fucking, what are you doing down there, itch? Wait, what do you need a verb?
Verb, yeah.
It's hard because I feel like I'm repeating the ones that I did on the last one.
No, I don't think you have doubled up yet.
Okay. What was the first verb I gave?
Trundling.
Okay. Boxing.
Plural noun.
Shirts.
Adverb.
Quickly. Is that an adverb?
Yeah, I guess so. Shall we consult the little thing at the front that tells you what things are?
I think it is. What was that funny one you read? It was like the things that are will
Yeah.
be.
When we ask for specific words like a number, a colour, an animal, or a part of the body, we mean a word that is one of those things.
For fuck's sake.
Cheers.
Oh, thanks.
An adverb tells how something is done.
Oh, okay,
So
yeah, so that's
modestly,
right.
stupidly,
Yeah.
greedily. What did you say?
Quickly.
Sorry, am I keeping you up?
Do you know?
Now,
happened,
give-
my boss at work, the MD, was talking about something business related, like the KPIs out,
Yeah.
of how the business is doing. In the middle of it, I just went, "Oh," like this, and she has not let it go since. I feel bad, but it was funny.
Give me a noun.
Balls.
Part of the body. After you just
Oh,
said
no.
balls.
Okay. Rectum.
Verb.
Drinking.
Noun.
Water.
Plural noun. It's not that hard.
I know, I just want it to be cool. Dragons.
Oh, yeah. Are they from Tarkir?
Yes.
Plural noun.
Again.
Yep.
Okay. Feet.
Person in the room.
Steve.
Dear Mum and Dad, Spy Camp is totally fluffy. Being a real Peter in training is the coolest thing ever. We start each day with a trundling around the campground for exercise. Next we do different spicy activities that Councillor Vic Reeves assigns. Sometimes we get buckets full of screws, magnets and other cats to build surveillance gadgets. Or we use leaves, twigs and vaginas to make camouflage disguises. My favourite is when we play sticky games like spy paintballing.
Sticky games.
We team up and boxing behind trees. I think we might have got that one wrong.
I was doing it like
Yeah.
I was doing it wrong, basically.
Boulders and other large shirts. We need to be quick. We need to be quickly stealthy to avoid detection. Otherwise, we'll get nailed. And I missed one. It was meant to say exclamation.
Oh, fuck.
We get that's bad, isn't it? We get nailed and fuck. a paintball's to the rectum really hurts. Sometimes we just drinking by a roaring water and roast dragons like regular campers do.
I think I should have said box and drink
Yeah.
rather than boxing and drinking.
See you in a few weeks. Hugs and feet, Steve.
Hugs and feet. That was all right.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, you're always going to get weird things like that.
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about now?
I mean, have you got some Educating Alex stuff?
What have you got? Other things you want to talk about?
I've got a quick Steve's a fucking nerd. It's not the 5-question format, but it's more like just a quick test for you.
I've always got education. You know that.
You do, baby.
I'm going to learn you some stuff if I can find it.
Right? Do you wanna do this? Steve's a fucking nerd.
Go on.
Let's just call it Steve's a nerd because we don't need to needlessly curse.
What about
Yes.
Steve's a cunting nerd?
Okay, Steve's a fucking cunt. Let's call it that.
Okay.
Nothing to do with you being nerdy. I hate you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Right. So I'll start you off. This isn't the question, but it's going to lead on to something. What is the name of the first Pokemon region?
Kanto.
Kanto, you're right. How many of the cities and towns in that region can you name?
None, probably.
I think you could. From the
No,
red and blue
genuinely, I
games.
can't remember any of them.
Well, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10. And I think if you were to think about the towns and cities that you visit or where your character is from or that the gyms are in.
I'm drawing a complete blank.
It's okay. I'll talk you through it. You start off your Ash Ketchum, essentially you're red or blue, but you're Ash Ketchum.
Yeah.
What's the town called that he's from?
It's something to do with new beginnings, so they always are. Every starting town has like New Leaf or something like that.
No, well, it's like, what do you cleanse before a meal?
Your hands.
Okay,
Your
so
palate
yeah,
town.
Pallet
Pallet
Town.
town.
So you start off in Pallet Town. And, okay, there is a description of each one. So where you go next is a beautiful city that's enveloped in green all year round.
I honestly, I haven't played the original games for about 5 years, and I'm completely drawing a blank on them.
Okay. You must be able to name...
Honestly, I can't think of any.
Okay, it begins with a V.
Viridian.
Viridian City.
Yeah.
And then Brock's gym he's a rock guy. So begins with a P. Pewter City.
Yeah, don't do the whole hint thing because that just makes me sound worse. I honestly don't know any of them. It's really bad. I haven't played those games in so long.
Well, okay, let me educate you on them.
Go on then.
You got Pewter City, which is a quiet city between... why can't
you name the city and I'll see if I can tell you whose gym it is, if there's a gym in it.
Oh, well, I don't have it up here. I don't have the gym
fair
leaders.
enough.
So, Pewter City is a quiet city nestled between rugged mountains and rocks.
Nice.
The next one is where Misty is
Yeah.
from, and it's got water type, and it's called Cerulean City. Then we've got a modern city that is bathed in orange by the setting sun.
Oh,
Begins with a V.
it's Violet Town.
No. Vermilion.
Vermilion. Didn't we already say Vermilion?
No, we had Viridian.
Ah, right.
Then we've got...
Don't look at me like that. I don't know.
I was building up to it. And this is actually leading up to a cool fact.
Go on.
Apparently, and it's an urban myth, I think, when this game first was released, the music from this town was so disharmonic and discordic. Is that the word, discordic?
Discordant. Yeah, discordant.
Discordic. That it made people kill themselves because they got permanent headaches from it.
I think that's an urban myth.
Yeah, I think so, but it's cool anyway. It's because of the tones of the music, like because it was.
It was like that
touching on
urban myth that there was a way that you could go behind a truck in the game. There was like a truck in one of the cities, and if you did a certain combination of things, you could find Mew there.
Oh,
It just wasn't true. It was an urban myth.
Really?
Mr. Singnu wasn't an urban myth. That was a real thing.
That was cool. And that's Lavender Town,
Lavender Town,
which is the ghostly one anyway. So it's like got all the ghosty music.
Yeah.
And
that's where you fight Sabrina.
then it's Celadon City,
Yeah.
which I don't really remember. Fuchsia City.
Yeah.
Saffron City.
Yeah.
And Cinnabar Island.
Yeah. God.
So, I guess I wouldn't have known many of them if I wasn't looking up Pokemon stuff recently.
I haven't
But
played the original stuff. I recently picked up Green on the Advanced, but I haven't played it in eons.
I wanted to bring Pokemon up because we haven't at all talked about Pokemon, and it was probably a big part of both of our growing up.
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to dedicate some more time to that.
Yeah, definitely. I would like to talk about Pokemon.
So I think it's safe to say that not that you didn't know these, but you just didn't. You need to allocate more time to revisiting Pokemon.
Probably. I have just completed X, so...
Oh, cool. Wait, is that the latest one?
Well, the latest ones are the remakes of Ruby and Sapphire, Omega Ruby and Sapphire.
I wonder if are they good? Have you got them?
Well, I got it, but then I wanted to finish X first, so I completed X, because X is completely new. As much as I like Ruby and Sapphire, I wanted to finish the new one first.
Yeah.
I like the redone graphics, the 3D graphics.
Yeah,
nice.
they work.
There's a part of me that will always like Pokemon, no
I've
matter
always
how
thought that Pokemon, it's a shame they will never do it because they need to protect it as a franchise. But it would work really well as an MMO.
Yeah, an MMO, or even just a full 3D game on the Wii U.
Yeah, definitely. It would be cool. Like, do you remember Pokemon Snap?
Yeah.
That was one of my favourite games.
On the N64.
And Pokemon Stadium, when you could actually get your characters from your...
Yeah, you put your cartridge into the thing on the back
clever.
of the controller. Yeah,
very clever.
Snap was good. There is hope that Snap might be released on the Virtual Console, because the Wii U started doing like N64 games, hasn't it? So
it would work so well on the Wii U with the whole gamepad and everything.
Yeah, they should do a remake of it. I'd play it. Do you know what? Speaking of Nintendo, I went to a concert, didn't I?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that. I went to see The Legend of Zelda: The Symphony of the Goddesses.
That is cool.
Oh, it was incredible.
Was it moving?
Yeah, definitely.
I imagine. It is quite moving music.
It was done so the first and second act were movements, so it was almost like a linear story. So you had like the creation of the Triforce and Hyrule through Ocarina of Time, the Wind Waker, all that sort of stuff. And then
awesome.
The third part was just specific medleys from, so you had like Skyward Sword, Twilight Princess, and it ended with a medley of Majora's Mask.
That's cool.
It was amazing. If you want to know more, because I've written down the set list and everything, when this new website launches on the 2nd of May, Geek Guardians, what I'm writing for, I've written a full review on there.
Oh, really? Okay.
Just because I got back and I typed it whilst it was still fresh in my mind.
You were pretty sort of impassioned by it.
It was brilliant. I picked up a T-shirt whilst I was there as well.
Have you played Majora's Mask on your 3DS yet?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you... Okay.
Have you?
No. I might ask to borrow it at some point.
You can take it with you if you think you're going to play it.
Yeah.
I haven't played it much because, again,
Okay.
I wanted to finish some older games first.
Yeah.
So
if you're not playing it the next week, I'll ask if I can.
yeah, you can take it with you. It's fine.
Yes!
Yeah. Majora's Mask is my favourite, so...
It's so creepy and cool.
It's up there with that and the Wind Waker.
Yeah.
I'm getting because I just got a new phone.
Yeah.
There's Redbubble. Have you seen that website?
No.
People upload their designs and you can buy cases and T-shirts
really?
of them. And you know the stained glass windows in the Wind Waker that tell the story?
Are you getting that?
I'm getting one of those stained glass windows.
I want that.
Yeah.
What's it called? Redbubble?
Redbubble.
Redbubble.
Have you seen Ali's phone case that she got the other day?
No.
From Labyrinth, and it's Ludo, and it says Ludo Friend on it. Like she got it
That's
from
really
there.
cool. Shout out to those guys.
Yeah. No, the Symphony of the Goddesses, if it comes back, it normally does it every 2 years. If it comes back in 2 years, then you should go. We should go.
I will. My friend recently went to a, I might have told you about this, Interstellar at the Royal Albert Hall with the London Philharmonic
Did they really
Orchestra.
do that?
Yeah.
Oh.
And he said there was an intro from Christopher Nolan, and that one of the I guess one of the physics correspondents who worked on the movie with him.
Why didn't I know that was happening?
I don't know. It was like I didn't either, and I would have gone if I'd have known. And I know
I'd
you
imagine
would have
it would be quite synthetic as well, because a lot of it's keyboards and stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, but I would.
I don't know if it was the London Philharmonic, but I know it was at the Royal
probably
Albert
was
Hall.
at the Royal Albert Hall.
Yeah.
I mean,
he said it was insanely good.
yeah. Well, I told you, didn't I? We did a few years ago. Oh, well, this was before I was going out of Valley. I went with my ex at the time. Well, not at the time, but my girlfriend at the time. She's now my ex.
My ex at the time.
Yeah,
we
went,
fucking hated each other.
We
but
saw the
still
London
went.
Philharmonic Orchestra do the Two Towers, Lord of the Rings, the Two Towers, whilst you
Cool.
watched the film.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Given a choice, I would imagine at this juncture in time, even as much as I rave about Interstellar, I would still choose Zelda, I think. Just for the pure nostalgia.
It's more satisfying music.
Yeah, I would say so.
Because it's designed to be... I find it with video game music and with Zelda, it's designed to be like a stimulant, isn't it? I guess it's the same with Interstellar because it's a movie, but I think with the Zelda music, it's more meant to draw you into the fantastical world, whereas Interstellar's more emotive.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, there was the Zelda one was interlaced with videos from like Shigeru Miyamoto and Koji Kondo, the guy that made the music and stuff. So,
yeah.
And they were talking about how the music was created to bring you along on this sense of adventure, you know, and
Wicked, man.
tell these stories
Yeah.
and things. The music is crazy good. Like, everyone cheered for everything, and the intro was like people were encouraged to make a lot of noise. It wasn't like this is a traditional concert.
Oh,
You just
really?
sit there and clap at the end of each movement. No, they were encouraging you, if you hear something you like, make some noise, sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
And there were definitely certain songs that got like a louder reception, like Gerudo Valley from Ocarina of Time got a crazy reaction. And when they came back for like a couple of encores, and the last one was they did the Majora's Mask medley, and when the mask came up and did the distorted thing and it started playing, that was great.
That's cool, man.
And the Majora's Mask soundtrack is creepy.
Yeah. Oh,
Like,
that
it adds to it,
100%.
definitely. And there was a big screen, and they were playing bits from the cutscenes and the actual game.
Awesome.
So, yeah, it was pretty cool.
I wish I'd gone.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Have you got some educating Alex?
Yeah. What do you want to learn about? No, I'm joking.
Anything. I don't know anything according to some emails.
You've watched, yeah. You've watched Daredevil. Have you seen it all?
No, I've watched half of it.
Yeah, I've only watched the first 3, I think, so far, because Ali wants to watch it with me, so I have to wait for her to decide she's happy to watch it. Whereas normally I'd be like in bed watching it on my phone, or like doing a shit like watching it. So far, so good.
Really good, right?
Dark, close to the source material, just a really good...
Dark, but it doesn't take itself too seriously. Do you
no,
know what I mean?
it's
Like,
fairly
it's not like
light-eyed.
its whole thing isn't that it's dark. It's like realism, like
Yeah.
exaggerated realism, if that's a thing.
The only thing I don't like, and I haven't got to the episode where it happens yet, but I've seen the pictures because they're actually on Netflix, so thanks Netflix. The actual costume, I don't like it. It looks a bit naff.
I haven't seen it. I've just seen
if
what
you
he's
go
wearing.
to it on Netflix now, they've changed the picture from the original one to him in the costume now.
Oh, he has because as far as I'm concerned, he doesn't have.
It doesn't
a costume
come into
yet.
it until the end.
Oh, okay.
I only know that because I went on and I was like, why is the costume on there?
Oh, that's
and I
a
found
bit.
out it's not till the end, but the costume doesn't look very good.
Netflix. Maybe that wasn't the best move.
I guess they were just expecting everyone to have binged it by now, but some people like a more traditional TV experience.
Yeah.
Or they've got girlfriends that like a more traditional TV experience.
Yeah. Or they can't fucking commit to anything.
Yeah.
Like me.
Let me learn you about some Daredevil stuff.
Okay.
Because, yeah, I didn't just ask that question randomly.
Okay.
First appearance, April 1964 in Daredevil 1, who was created by Stan Lee and Bill Everett.
Cool.
With a lot of character design input from Jack Kirby,
Standard.
who created the Billy Club, apparently. And a lot of people think that he was very instrumental in a lot of Daredevil's early designs, even though he's not credited.
Okay.
The original costume was yellow with black and red, but quite yellow, until issue 6. And then issue 7 introduced that iconic red costume. This is mostly just about some of the things that have happened. So, like, probably the most iconic writer for it was in the 80s was Frank Miller, who did Sin City and 300. And
I didn't know he
he turned Daredevil into an anti-hero.
Yeah.
He also
Wait, how is he an anti-hero?
well, he tries to kill people and like. You know, in like one of Miller's first ever issues, he tries to kill one of his old villains, and then when he doesn't die, he goes into the hospital and plays Russian roulette with him.
Gosh, I haven't. I mean, from what I know of Daredevil, which is not dabbling in the comics and this series and just lore, like his whole folklore thing, he is still a hero. Like, he doesn't like to kill people.
Yeah. Well, exactly. He the TV show's got it quite close with the chemical spill and the ninja elements, the kind of ninja costume that actually comes from Frank Miller. He put all of the ninja stuff in that wasn't there before he came on.
Like how he's really good at fighting.
The hand, he created the hand in Elektra.
The hand.
They're like one of his big villains. They're a rival ninja clan.
Sorry,
And Elektra, who's his ex-girlfriend, comes into it, who's like a ninja assassin type person, and he changed him into an anti-hero. He also completely reworked a lot of continuity prior to his run. So, like, in the original, his dad was a boxer who looked after Matt a lot until he got killed by throwing a fight, which you've seen in the TV show. He actually changed that to his dad was an abusive drunk who physically abused Matt Murdock.
Gosh.
And as an adult, he wanted to become a lawyer because of the abuse he suffered, so he could protect other innocent people.
Okay.
Now, there's an argument that Frank Miller is a bit of a crackpot.
Yeah.
And having seen some of his recent comic works and the fact that they've just announced his new Batman comic book, and it's going to be called Batman. It's going to be called The Dark Knight 3 because he did The Dark Knight Returns and The Dark Knight Rises. No, not Rises. The Dark Knight Dark Knight Returns, and then another Dark Knight one. And The
Dark Knight 3 or 3?
3. And it's going to be called The Master Race.
Oh, wow, okay.
Now, this is a guy that's
weird.
known for being a racist,
really?
homophobic piece of shit.
Frank Miller?
Yeah.
Is he really?
Yeah, he proposed a comic book that never got through with DC, where it was basically Batman beating the shit out of Taliban, and he ended up doing it on his own. He just changed the name of the comic book and just created a generic person who basically goes and fights Taliban, and it's basically propaganda.
Oh,
it may as well be a big poster of Uncle Sam saying, we need you to fight ragheads.
Oh, wow.
Because it is that extreme.
Nice one, Frank.
He's a crackpot, basically. I'm not saying he hasn't done some good work. Like, his original Dark Knight Returns comic book is okay, and I like the first couple of Sin Cities, but... So...
Can I share something that I've learned?
Go on.
It's... You know the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
I was going to learn you that.
Oh, were you?
I know that already. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was created as a parody of Daredevil. I'm sure I told you that a couple of weeks ago.
No, I've known it for years.
Oh, have you?
Yeah. Because, I mean, the theory that some of the radioactive gunk...
It's not a theory. It's true. They created it as a parody of Daredevil. Entirely. Eastman and Laird, this was at the time when Daredevil was at its height.
Yeah.
Created, like, the Hand is dead, the rival gang. The villains in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are called the Foot.
Oh. Yeah.
It's meant to be a parody on that the whole ninjas in town, the kind of dark brooding thing. So the turtles were dark and brooding.
Because I just thought they shared. I know it's different creators, different origins, but I thought that they shared an origin in that some of the radioactive spill from that went on Matt Murdock went down into the drains and hit them turtles and made them all.
No, it's just in their version. It's just a chemical waste spill type thing. But it is the way they were created is the same way that Daredevil was created. The fact that they're ninjas is similar. The kind of style, the art style is very similar. There's no hiding that it was created as a parody of Daredevil.
Okay, yeah. I thought it was just speculated that that's what they did.
No, not at all. I don't think it can be denied. There's too many similarities. Cool. And that's fine because the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comics are fucking sweet. So. Kevin Smith actually wrote some Daredevil for a time with Joe Quesada as the artist, who's now in charge of Marvel pretty much. That was when it was rebooted in 1998 under the Marvel Knights imprint. Probably your best bet if you want to read Daredevil now is to get Brian Michael Bendis and Alex Malev's 4-year run from the early 2000s.
Okay.
And then the latest stuff is Mark Waid and Chris Samney are doing the current run. Daredevil's moved to San Francisco, so he's not in Hell's Kitchen anymore.
Oh.
It's a lot more colourful. It's a lot more adventure based and dark and brooding, because the stuff that Mark Waid had said, that the stuff that came before Daredevil, like Matt Murdock, could never win. He was always being punished, so he wanted to give him some wins. He wanted to make him the guy that wins sometimes. So it's more adventure based now.
Cool. Is
Go on.
Daredevil one of the Defenders?
In some versions,
Did he initiate the Defenders, or?
I don't know enough about the Defenders' history to know that, but I don't think he initiated it. I don't know how they come together, but the Defenders was always sort of a one I've read a couple of times. I've never been huge on it, but it'd be interesting to see what Netflix do with their Defenders run.
Yeah.
I mean, Daredevil's done well, so their Jessica Jones and Luke Cage thing should be quite fun.
Yeah.
Although the whole Cage thing fascinates me, because he was essentially a character created to be the token black guy, and he started out as like a really badass.
Which character are we talking about?
Luke Cage. Is that his name, Luke Cage?
In Daredevil?
No. Sorry, Netflix are doing 4 TV shows. So Daredevil, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and Iron Fist. And then at the end of those 4, they're going to do the Defenders.
Oh, I see. Right, sorry, I didn't know that.
I thought you knew. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, so they're going to do those 4 series and then the Defenders.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And I guess I've got one last thing here, which is something that kind of annoys me more than learning new stuff, but Gene Colan took over Daredevil from issue 20, so way back when. Now, Stan Lee never gave him a full script, just a plot, just a slight description of the plot, and then he let him do all the work, even though Colan was only ever credited as the penciler.
Oh.
And this is one thing that annoys me about Stan Lee is, I know he's really iconic, I know everyone loves him, but I think he's a fucking fraud, to be honest, because like a lot of the characters he creates, he goes, this character wouldn't exist without me, but it's not true. His artists do more work than he does.
Maybe what he does is go, I had this idea. It's like a lawyer, and he does some, he's blind and shit, and he fights some crime.
On the Daredevil front, he may have created him, but there's things like Spider-Man where he claimed sole credit for the creation of Spider-Man without Steve Ditko. Now, he came up with the idea of a man spider, right? Not a difficult one to come up with. Okay, I'm not going to lie, I didn't come up with it, he did. But without Steve Ditko's costume designs and character creations and plot designs,
maybe
Spider-Man
what Stan Lee
exist.
had in mind was like a man spider where it was a spider with the powers of a man.
Exactly. His artists deserve, and some of them have had to go through courts to fight for their right to be represented fairly. I think Stan Lee is a bit of a wanker when it comes to that sort of stuff.
Well, I hope he's not listening.
I don't care if
Let's
he
get
is.
him on the show, Steve.
He can email in if he wants. Don't get me wrong. I think he is instrumental in the creation of everything to do with Marvel, in the same way Shigeru Miyamoto is instrumental in Nintendo entirely. But I still think he's a bit shitty where he takes credit as a writer when all he does is fire off a couple of paragraphs at people and let them do everything else.
Yeah.
Or he comes up with the name Spider-Man and Peter Parker and goes, yeah, I've just created this. No, Steve Ditko drew him. Without Steve Ditko's work, he wouldn't exist.
I wonder how he appeared in Stan Lee's mind.
Well, this is the thing, because you think if another artist had created him, we wouldn't have what we think of as Spider-Man today.
Yeah.
It's just one of my bugbears is that Stan Lee is...
Bug.
Yeah.
Spider.
Yeah, well done.
Very good.
It's just, I find Stan Lee to be a bit of a fraud on that front.
Fair enough. I can't argue with that, because, I think you might be right.
I still think he's great, don't get me wrong.
Yeah. Cool. Well, thanks for educating me.
It's all right.
I need to finish watching Daredevil.
Yeah, me too.
We should give it a full review. Not its own episode, but we'll come back to it in another episode and talk about it, because I think it's been very popular. It's been well received. Netflix are yet to do a bad series.
Yeah, I agree with that. I haven't watched some of their stand-up specials or some of their one-off things. But
well, they did a stand-up special recently, by a comedian called Chris D'Elia. It's really funny. I think you'll like it. It's very he's a bit. Do you know Andrew Dice Clay?
Yeah.
Do you remember him? He was like, oh, hey. It's he's a more likable version of Andrew Dice Clay. More charming, more accessible. That's how I'd describe him.
Sure.
Yeah, I'd watch that.
Okay.
If I were you.
I'll check it out.
Cool, man. Thanks for your advice with what to take on holiday. Even though you've just read the word what was it? Darth dildo or something.
Darth Dildo.
Darth Invader
Invader's
dildo.
Yeah.
So my grandma might pick up the card and be like, "Oh, let's see."
What would you do though if she picked it up and went, "I used to have one of those"?
Oh, funnily enough, I did pick up the Darth Invader dildo. This one is a periscope frozen baby
Didn't
mammoth.
answer my question. What would you do if she picked it up and went, "I used to have a Darth Invader dildo"?
Do you know why I didn't answer your question? Because that is disgusting.
And then she went, "Let me just go get it."
Unbelievable. My beer's finished. You're nearly out of JD. Should we call it a day?
Why? Because you're embarrassed by what I'm saying?
Yes.
Well, you're going to have to cut me off, because then what would you do?
No! When are we coming back?
Well, you're on holiday, so
I'm on holiday for a week.
Let me know when you're back and we'll record then.
Nope.
Probably about a week and a half.
Yeah. Let's not make any promises this time. Again.
No. We'll do it when you're back and when we've got time. I know the episode's a bit longer, but
it always is.
When we're back to a regular schedule, we'll aim for about an hour per episode.
Yeah.
Rather than a longer one every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It just makes sense.
If you would like to email us with any questions you have or advice you need, email beardwags@gmail.com.
Yeah, or find us on Twitter @BeardWags. We're on Facebook actually as well, BeardWags. Search BeardWags.
BeardWags, anywhere you go, you'll find us.
Yeah, iTunes. Give us a review.
Yeah, we'd really appreciate that. If you listen to us on iTunes, subscribe, make sure you're subscribed, and also leave us a review. I'm not asking you to lie for us. If you like us, give us as many stars as you want and leave us a nice thing. Essentially, we want to get more people listening. We appreciate the listeners we have. We want to increase that. Obviously, that's the aim. So iTunes, if you like us, if you subscribe, and if you leave us a review, more people are going to notice us. And it means that we can talk about like coming on pages of magazines to more people.
Yeah, and why wouldn't you want to do that?
Well, that's a question that I think we all have to answer. And on that note, happy Saturday.
All right.
All right.
All right.